Hello, I'm Jacob. This is the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today we have a special guest.
My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm with First American Axe and Forge.
Yeah, and he's the business is First American Axe and Forge, but YouTube as well.
Yes.
So Mike does axe videos and homestead videos, right?
Yep.
One of them that I want you guys to check out is where he tests one of these keen cutter hewing axes that you see all over flea markets, eBay, anywhere somebody wants to steal your money and tell you something's real. Yeah, so he compares it to a real keen cutter. Real interesting video, obviously. You have destruction in the video. It's going to be worth a watch. Please go to the link here, check that out, and make sure to subscribe to him.
Jake, I would like to actually thank your members, your subscribers. You ran a fundraiser a while back, and the money came at a desperate time. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. I'm doing much better now. I'm almost back to work full-time in my shop. So thank you very much.
It was a blessing to be able to do it, and it was all subscribers. They donated the stuff to auction. They paid for the auction. It was really incredible, guys, and I can't thank you enough myself as well. What we're doing today is we're going to show you how to hang an axe head. We're going to talk about the basics of hanging an axe. This axe is the Plumb that I actually purchased as part of a benefit raffle for Mike when he was going through his hard times. And so it's about a 3-pound head. I cleaned it up a little bit, and now we're going to hang it. So stick around, and you can see the process of how to properly hang an axe head.
The first thing that you want to do is to get all of the lacquer off of your handle. You can see Mike here is just getting a nice burr on this random piece of metal, which will pull that lacquer off. But really, any burr or square edge will do it. You can use your knife, you can use a piece of glass. It just depends on what you want to do. As you start getting all of the lacquer off, you're going to want to sand it down real nice and get it fairly smooth. The pommel of the handle really soaks up a lot of lacquer, so Mike likes to take a little bit more material off here, which also kind of lets him shape the pommel the way he wants to. You don't have to go that in depth, but it is definitely helpful, and it helps you get more blow and stuff up into the pommel. What he's doing special for me is burning. This really doesn't have much positive effect on the handle. It's mostly for aesthetics, but when it is warm, it does soak up the beeswax that he puts on it better. So that is a real benefit, but really it just looks really, really good, I think. And you really can't overdo it unless you're catching the dang thing on fire. So you don't want to turn this thing into a piece of charcoal, but burn it up pretty good. You want to sand it afterwards so it remains smooth. It'll take any of those raised edges off. Don't worry about sanding all of your burnt color off, really, because once you put your wax on it and stuff, that color is really going to come out. But you want to just keep it smooth to where it's going to be nice for using it. Mike is also putting his logo on here for me. That was a really, really cool special touch. You're going to want to do this before you put your wax on. It might make sense to do this before you burn it so it's as warm as possible when you do put that wax on. Basically, the warmer it is when you put that wax on, the more open the pores are, the more it'll soak it in. It's just a good deal. He's putting this this beeswax on here. He's just going to rub it on. You can buy this, I think, just about anywhere if you just look it up. But look at the transformation when he applies the wax. Now, like I said, the wood is still between warm and hot at this point. It is just beautiful. Now, this wax gets soaked in the pores a little bit, works kind of like blow, in that it protects the wood from elements and kind of seals it. But Mike likes using the wax instead of blow because you can apply the wax and basically use the handle right away. It's not sticky or tacky or anything. Man, look at that. I love it. The next thing that Mike did for me, he touched up the edge on this felling axe. He did a great job, got this thing super sharp on his belt sander. You can do this before or after you hang your axe. When he's done sharpening on the belt, he strops it. I did a video just recently on stropping. I'll probably put a link in the description box above. But basically, stropping is magic. We're getting to the hanging. So to start out, you're going to put your axe head on. You're going to bang your pommel, and that's going to force your axe head up, contrary to what you might think. As you do this, and the axe head is being forced up onto the handle, it's going to create little burrs at the base of the handle where it's not perfectly fit. So as you're working it up, you're looking at the bottom of the axe head, and you're looking for any of those burrs or wood shavings that are being forced out. Once you have it about where you want it, then you're going to take the axe head off, and you're going to shave those little burrs down to get a more complete fit. To do this, you can use a file, you can use a rasp as shown here. You can use a lot of things, but those burrs that axe head pushed out or forced out, basically you could even use sandpaper. You're just lightly taking those off, and then when you retest the head, it's gonna go onto the axe handle just a little bit further and have a more perfect fit. So that's what we're doing here, banging it on again. We're making sure that everything is smooth, everything is secure, and basically making sure it's as tight as it can be. Once again, obviously for sanding, we're going to do one more final test fit right here, and then after that, we're going to, the areas that we sanded, we are going to re-burn and then re-wax.
Hear the sound difference?
Boom, there we go. With what you have sticking of the axe handle sticking out the top of the head, you want to cut that, but you want to leave about a ½ an inch, maybe a little bit less, sticking out the top of the axe. And the reason for that is when you're pounding your wedge in, you want it to kind of mushroom out. So what Mike is doing right now is he's just taking a little Opinel folder and he's just starting a little slot so he can get his wedge started.
Just had to open that up a little bit.
To do that, you might have to spend some time sharpening your wedge or reshaping it just a little bit. That's what Mike is doing here, is he's going to give it take a little bit of the meat off of the edge so he can get it started just a little bit easier. Once he gets it started, he's going to kind of mark on the wedge where the width of the handle is so that he can cut it down to size. So Mike's going to look by the curls on the wedge and by what he saw at what point he needs to remove material from this wedge, and also from where he saw those curls, he'll probably thin that out a little bit again, just again to get it to go all the way home. You want to be a little bit delicate when you're sending this wedge home. They are typically softer woods, but if it does crack, especially once you get down to the bottom, it's not a big deal. You just want to make sure that all the way around that wedge is all the way bottomed out in the handle as far as it can go. You can see it cracks here, but the front side of it is all the way in, and the back side had a little bit further that it could go. Not a big deal, just keep sending it. Look at this, you can see how the handle mushrooms out at the top. That's why we want to leave a little bit of extra there, because that's going to give us mechanical leverage. That's going to give us a mechanical hold for that axe head as opposed to cutting it straight. Now Mike's just going to pretty it up. So he broke the wedge and then he just ripped them off, left a really ragged edge. It's not a big deal. You're going to clean it up. Once you clean it up and finish it, it's just going to look beautiful. What Mike's doing here is you're going to have some wood overlapping the top of the axe head, and he's just cleaning it up. Then the bottom of the axe head, if there's any more of those little shelves from having the head fitted down so far and so snug, you're just going to go around and you're just going to do your best to kind of clean that up. Those little shelves could kind of create kind of a square edge. That's not a good thing for strength. A little bit might not matter, but you just want to hang this as clean as possible and make sure it's as strong as possible because you want to use it. I want to thank my subscribers for watching, for making this donation to Mike possible, for making everything possible. I hope this video has been helpful. You will be seeing this axe quite a bit in the near future as soon as I can walk. Mike did a great job. Please check out First American Axe and Forge. I'll be putting information on how you can find them and have your own axes refurbished, or where you can buy your own vintage axes or buy a vintage axe and have it refurbished. They do it all. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I hope that you have a blessed day.